Movement is an action by an organism or part of an organism causing a change of position or place. Most single-celled creatures and animals move about as a whole. Fungi and plants may make movements with parts of their bodies. Respiration energy ATP usable energy stimuli plural external respiration breathing internal respiration. ATP respiration is chemical reactions in cells that break down nutrient molecules and release energy for metabolism. Most organisms need oxygen for this, aerobic respiration, whereas others are able to respire without oxygen, anaerobic respiration. All living organisms break down food to obtain energy. Sensitivity is the ability to detect or sense stimuli in the internal or external environment and to make appropriate responses. All living organisms respond to their environment. Singular, a stimulus is a change in the external or internal environment of an organism. Dry mass remove all H20. Growth is a permanent increase in size and dry mass by an increase in cell number or cell size or both. Amoeba produce offspring by splitting themselves. Even bacteria and single-celled creatures show an increase in size. Reproduction multicellular organisms increase the numbers of cells in their bodies, become more complicated and change their shape as well as increasing in size. Organisms are able to make new organism of the same species as themselves. Single-celled organisms and bacteria may simply keep dividing into two, e.g. binary fission, example amoeba. Offspring are produced by the process of reproduction. Many celled plants and animals may reproduce sexually or asexually. Excretion products, CO2 urine sweating, skin, digestion, equals undigested food. Excretion is the removal from organisms of the waste products of metabolism, chemical reactions in cells including respiration, toxic materials, and substances in excess of requirements. Nutrition is the taking in of materials for energy, growth, and development usually need water. Plants require light, carbon dioxide, water, and ions. Animals need organic compounds and ions and usually need water, edited. Classification is a method of scientific taxonomy used to group and categorize organisms into groups. The science of describing, naming, and classifying organisms. These groups are known as taxa. Edited. Species. The smallest natural group of organisms is the species. A species can be defined as a group of organisms that can reproduce to produce fertile offspring. Species is a group of organisms may interbreed and produce offspring that is also capable of reproducing. Closely related species are grouped into a genus, plural, genera. Donkeys, Aquila asinus donkeys can breed with horses, the offspring is a mule, but is infertile, edited. Fungi. Mushrooms and toadstools are fungi. The main body of most fungi, including mushroom and toadstools, is made up of microscopic threads called hyphae. These are made of many cells joined end to end. The cells got cell wall, but these are not made of cellulose. Characteristics. Features of fungi. They are usually multicellular, but some such as yeast are unicellular. They have nuclei and cell wall, but cell walls are not made of cellulose. They do not have chlorophyll. They feed by digesting waste organic material and absorbing it into their cells. Protoctist. They all have cells with nucleus, but some have plant-like cells with chloroplast and cellulose cell wall, while others have animal-like cell without these features. Most protoctists are unicellular, but some, such as seaweeds, are multicellular. Characteristic of protoctists. They are multicellular or unicellular. Their cells have nucleus and may or may not have cell wall and chloroplast. Some feed by photosynthesis and others feed on organic substances made by other organisms. The oldest fossils belong to this kingdom, so we think that they were the first kinds of organisms to evolve. Characteristics. Often unicellular. Do not have nucleus, mitochondria. Have cell wall, not made of cellulose. They have a circular loop of DNA, which is free in the cytoplasm T. They often have plasmids. Kingdom plant. Flowering plants. Characteristics. Multicellular organisms. Cell wall made of cellulose. Feed by photosynthesis. May have roots, stems and leaves. Characteristic features of ferns. Have leaves called fronds. Do not produce flowers but instead reproduce by spores the underside of fronds. Characteristic features of flowering plants. Reproduce sexually by means of flowers and seeds. Seeds are produced inside the ovary found at the base of the flower. Can be divided into two groups, monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Fish all live in water. Characteristics features of fish. They are vertebrates with scaly skin. They have gill. They have fins. Their eggs have no shells and are laid in water. Characteristics features of reptiles. Reptiles, they are vertebrates with scaly skin. They lay egg with soft shells.